the Road Poneglyphs. 4 stones inscribed with 4 locations, the mutual point of which will reveal the hidden island of Raftel and pave the way for the future Pirate King. One resides on the island of Zoe, another is held in Big Mom's treasury vault, and the third is in the grasp of Kaido. But where exactly is the final Road Poneglyph? Hello, and welcome to a One Piece Theory. Theory number 1. The World Government. Now, as soon as we found out about the existence and purpose of Road Poneglyphs, very keen eyes noticed a similarity with the flag of the World Government. 4 outer points leading to a central spot. I personally think this is far beyond the realm of coincidence, and at the very least, the World Government is well aware of Raftel and how to get to it. In fact, at some point in the Void Century, it might have been entirely possible that the World Government was formed as a group with the goal of reaching Raftel, only later becoming an institution of order and exercising power over the world. With that in mind, I don't think it's an absurd idea that the World Government were able to find and hide a Road Poneglyph. And while this is all pure speculation at the moment, we do have an intriguing piece of evidence that significantly helps this case. That evidence is the existence of Don Quixote Doflamingo in the position of Warlord of the Sea. It was made apparent to readers that Doflamingo was only able to attain this position through blackmailing the world government. In Doflamingo's own words, he threatened to reveal the existence of their quote-unquote national treasure, the public knowledge of which would throw the world into chaos. Now that second part fits the bill perfectly. If the existence of the Road Poneglyph was confirmed to be on the holy land of Marijois, pirates from all over the world, including 3 of the 4 emperors, would absolutely be gunning for it. That would easily throw the world into chaos, because it's been shown that the world government is only capable of dealing with 1 emperor at a time. Going to war with 3 would almost certainly mean the end of the organization and the only real force of order in the world. And as for the national treasure part, well, that's where my previous speculation comes into it. If the world government began as a poneglyph hunting group with the goal of reaching Raftel, then the discovery of a Road Poneglyph would certainly be considered a treasure. As time went on, the age of the stone and the importance of its secrecy would certainly increase its notoriety as well as its perceived value, granting it the title National Treasure. And I'm just not sure what else the National Treasure could be. It might be the tree that grows devil fruits, or the tree that provides Adam wood, but those are pretty weak ideas, and neither of them would really throw the world into chaos upon discovery. The most exciting part of this theory is that it would mean an eventual head-on conflict with the Straw Hats and the world government. Sort of like how the Road Poneglyphs in possession of Kaido and Big Mom are sub-reasons for the Straw Hats to become entangled with them. The last Road Poneglyph being in the possession of the world government would set up an ultimate showdown with the organization that has constantly antagonized the Straw Hats from the very beginning. Not only that, the Will of D has been consistently built up as the enemy of the gods, also known as the World Nobles. So we will come to a clash at some stage, and this would certainly be a great catalyst for that action. This is the theory I believe to be currently most likely. All of the pieces fit together rather nicely, but there are certainly other possibilities out there. So let's have a look at a few of those. Theory number 2. Shanks. As a current Emperor of the Sea and a former crewmate of Roger, Shanks would be a natural choice to at the very least know where the final Road Poneglyph is. I mean, he would have more than likely seen all 4 of them with his own eyes whilst travelling with Roger. As 2 of the other 4 Road Poneglyphs are in possession of emperors, a third residing with Shanks would fit the pattern, and furthermore, it would create a reason for future conflict amongst the emperors. For example, let's say that Luffy smuggles a rubbing of Big Mom's poneglyph off Whole Cake Island and precedes the Big Kaido, obtaining his poneglyph. At this point, it would seem quite likely that Blackbeard would sweep in with a nefarious plan of some sort in order to obtain those poneglyphs that the Straw Hats had worked so hard to achieve. However, in order for Blackbeard to finally reach Raftel, there is still one person he has to go through: Shanks. Blackbeard kills Shanks, obtains the final Road Poneglyph, and the race for the Pirate King launches into the final stretch, as well as providing Luffy with a solid reason to have a final, dramatic confrontation with Blackbeard. If Shanks doesn't have the Road Poneglyph, then I'm unsure what reason Blackbeard has to fight the Red Hair Pirates. What I am certain of is that the 2 crews will clash in the future, mainly because of Blackbeard's statement at Marineford that it wasn't time to face Shanks. Yet. If Shanks did have the Poneglyph and Blackbeard somehow knew about this, then his statement makes complete sense. But there are a few problems with the Shanks theory. First of all, Shanks has no real need for it. He doesn't seem to have any desire to become the Pirate King, and he more than likely already knows the location of Raftel, so why bother keeping the stone? Secondly, it just isn't his style. Shanks passing the Straw Hat to Luffy shows that he is a believer of fate, and I think he would prefer to let the final road Poneglyph remain in the spot they found it. And I think this is the same for all living remnants of the Roger Pirates. I don't think they're the types to purposely obscure or withhold artifacts from the adventures of others. So in conclusion, Shanks having the road Poneglyph makes dramatic sense and sets up a decent conflict, but it seems out of character, at least with everything we know about the Roger Pirates so far. So let's move on to another train of thought. Theory 3. Elba. So I'll put this out there right at the beginning, this theory has by far the least evidence to support it. But I still think it would be an interesting idea if the final road Poneglyph was on Elba. We were recently treated to a flashback showcasing some of the legendary island, however we didn't really see that much, indicating that the Straw Hat Pirates will likely physically travel there at some point in the story. But at this stage I don't really see a reason for why they would travel to Elba. We're in the midst of the Four Emperors saga and we're heading into the deep end of the story. I don't know how much time we have left to divert to side islands. If we're going to a particular island, there will be a very good reason for doing so, and a road Poneglyph is a pretty good reason. What it also has going for it is the fact that giants are quite a secretive society, preferring not to really be involved in the greater world. A hidden Poneglyph on Elba is entirely possible due to this alone. Very few people would have visited the island, and even fewer would be privy to a secret, presumably held deep in the royal castle. Unfortunately, that's all I've really got going for this theory, and I think that this is a good time to wrap it all up. I feel like everything I've stated here is plausible, but in typical Oda style, it's entirely possible, if not probable, that every word is completely wrong. That is the fool's errand that is speculating with One Piece. But if you enjoyed this video, then please feel free to like, favorite, or subscribe, and please do comment with who, what, or where you'd like to see explored in another One Piece theory.